What's up, guys, and welcome back to Daffy Duck the Marvin missions. Joining me today is a good friend of mine from Something Awful. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Senior ScaryBagels.
And ScaryBagels does the adventure games thread. You should check that out. And let me ask you, as we start, how do you feel about water levels in games?
Oh, I love them.
Oh, well, that's good. So, would you believe me if I told you that these levels were very well designed and very fun to play?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, well, then you'd kind of be a fool, because they're not. But we'll see that as we get there. So here, just like in the first world, I'm buying some stuff. I'm buying the antimatter gun because it's pretty strong, and I'll be using that for most of the rest of the game.
I see.
Okay, so this first level is actually probably one of my favorite levels of the game, and we get our first taste of the underwater physics. You jump a little bit higher, and if you do the gun boost thing that I talked about in the first episode, you will you'll go way higher. This was pretty much as far as I got as a kid. I think I progressed past this level a couple times, but never really much further than this. Every once in a while, we see Marvin fly by, dropping some instant Martians at us, and the background actually changes to be dark and stormy, which I think is pretty cool.
Is it just me, or does this Leviathan that you're walking on remind me of something?
I feel like I've probably seen something like this in some cartoon, but I can't quite place it. Either way, we've come to the boss, which is pretty easy. There's two heads. You can hit either of them. It does the same damage to both of them. One shoots wind and the other shoots fire. And once they duck down 3 times, that's it.
This looks like a very exciting boss, you know?
Yeah, it's very exciting. But here we have our first fully underwater level, and it kind of reminds me of the tube race level from Earthworm Jim a little bit.
This kind of reminds me of Super Metroid right here.
Yeah, I can see that. Like in, what was it, Meridia or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just, Daffy needs to lay a power bomb down and get the missile tank that's underneath or whatever.
So you know, those instant Martians, they never appeared in the first Doc Dodgers movie, arc short.
Yeah, they didn't. Where did they come from?
They actually started out in The Hasty Hare.
Oh yeah, and that was, what, the first?
That was actually
Bugs Bunny and
third Bugs Bunny cartoon with Marvin the Martian.
Okay.
And the first Daffy Duck as Duck Dodgers appeared on July 25th, 1953.
Right, and then that was Duck Dodgers in the 24th and a half century, which is an all-time classic. There's a book written in the early 90s entitled The 50 Greatest Cartoons, and I believe it was ranked number 4 on the list.
Yeah, I think so.
Only behind Disney's The Band Concert, Duck Amuck, which was another Daffy Duck cartoon, and What's Opera Doc?
Which is Bugs Bunny, of course.
Yeah, Bugs Bunny, Elmer Fudd. Classic cartoons, very great.
Yes.
But yeah, this was definitely one of my favorites as a kid, and probably my favorite for a little while.
My first experience with Daffy Duck was actually the Scarlet Pumpernickel.
Yeah, that's a good one too. So, actually, I'm just going to interrupt real quick, and we missed a very, very hard boss fight. All you have to do is just stand in the middle and shoot straight up at that spinning gear. With the antimatter gun that I talked about at the beginning of the video, it goes by really quickly. I think only 10 shots. You'll have plenty of time to kill it.
Or it'll go by very quickly.
Yeah. So the Scarlet Pumpernickel, that was the Scarlet Pimpernel one, right?
Yeah, that was the parody of the Scarlet Pimpernel.
Yeah, I remember that one. I don't remember too much about it, but I definitely remember seeing that one as a kid.
Yeah, basically was that Daffy was showing off a new idea for a script he had.
Right, yeah. So, another thing I want to add is, in the first world, these instant Martians took 5 shots to kill with the regular gun. In this one, they take 6 shots, and in the next world, they'll take 7 shots, and so on for the rest of the game.
So by the end, they'll have like 50 shots.
Yeah, pretty much. By the end, I use a lot of the ice gun to just kind of stun them because they're a pain.
Are they shooting bows and arrows at you?
I think they're supposed to be harpoons because this is an underwater level, but hell if I know.
Because I remember the first level looked like they were shooting arrows at you too.
Yeah, sure, they're arrows. I mean, I have no idea. I'm not going to put it past the developers to come up with something cool. Now, this room is kind of a pain in the ass because you're supposed to use this water jet to shoot on up there, but it's kind of more of a pain than it's worth, as you can kind of tell by me failing really hard right there.
Yeah, but you managed to get it. This game won't keep you down.
No, man. I'm going all the way with this one.
And it seems like we're getting close to the boss, aren't we?
A little bit. If you had any more Looney Tunes facts, feel free to spout out a couple more.
Well, there's actually 3 sequels to Duck Dodgers, you know.
None of which I've ever seen.
And I haven't seen them either in a long time.
Actually, I think you sent me the list, and I checked out one of them, which was like a 4D kind of thing that they showed at theme parks.
Oh, yeah. Is it... Oh, go ahead.
It wasn't really Duck Dodgers so much as just Daffy and Marvin, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's Marvin the Martian in the third dimension.
Yeah, that one. It wasn't that good at all. Like, I stopped watching it because it was really boring. But here's the boss for this level, and you just ride this platform up and shoot the steel things at their weak points to get through. It's very simple. And I even took a couple hits, and I'm fine. So, we've come to the Marvin, the boss of this world, and it's pretty easy. He just kind of goes back and forth, shooting shots down at you, while the seed pod underneath drops the instant Martians into the water. It's a very easy boss, and you can pretty much damage race him if you would like to. He'll die before you do. If you shoot the pod, it shoots 3 seeds down that turn into Martians, and that's about all there is to say about this one. And you actually had a cool observation about this fight.
Yeah, at the end of this thing, when all the Martians appear, that's actually a callback to the Hasty Hare. At the very end, or no, that's the wrong one. Hairway. It's called Hairway to the Stars. That's the one. At the end of it, Bugs Bunny falls into a manhole cover and warns the audience that to run for their lot, run for the hills, or you'll be up to your armpits in Martians. And the ground shakes and all these Martian heads appear from under the ground.
Alright, that's a pretty neat throwback, and we've come to the end of the video. So I'd like to thank you for joining me, and tune in next time while we continue on.